Okay, Wednesday, 25th of December, 2024. So Adrian's daily vlog, sharing smart stuff men should know. Relationship Wednesday, love better. You want someone on the same timeline of priorities as you. Now, I'm pretty sure I've done a video about this in the past, but here we are again, not a problem. Now, one thing I subtly realised with the relationships and the dynamics behind it is that not only do you want someone with the same goals, priorities and values and standards and whatever else in life, very important, compatibility, very good, but also you want someone that has the same timeline as you, meaning they want the same things, very good, at the same time, at the same pace, the same schedule as you, because otherwise it causes tension. Someone that wants the same thing as you, but yesterday, versus you may want it tomorrow, a year from now, that's going to cause fundamental tension in the relationship. Different paces, different timeline, different schedules, that. And I've seen it happen, and it just tears things apart. One person's not ready, the other person wants it now or yesterday, and it just causes the tension. No matter what kind of tension that may be, emotional, social, financial, you name it, any kind of tension, makes sense. So we want someone on the same timeline as you. Okay, fair enough, usual methods, finding people, talking to them, usual stuff like that. Because the shared goals are important, same values and objectives, priorities and plans, fair enough. But the timeline, that's important. A month, a year, 2 years, whatever else. Because then there's less tension, there's less hassle, there's fewer problems, there's less, things will be in sync more. No one will be feeling rushed or pushed to do or have something. And it won't feel like, see, I like things to have solid, firm roots and foundations. Acting slow but decisively, thinking, measuring twice, acting once. Measuring what twice, cutting once, to use the old phrase. That's how I like to do things. Very steadily, slowly, but with firm, solid roots. And this kind of thing, this kind of dynamic, having the same timeline together, is important as well, because then things can be in sync better. Things can be working together smoother and better, flowing, nicer. And then when things are in sync also, you could argue that there are fewer causes for arguments, fewer causes for disputes, fewer causes for problems or whatever else. Fewer fundamental issues in the relationship. Very nice. Meaning there's less stress. You're in sync and on the same timeline. Wow, things will go smoother. Smooth sailing. Wow, that's very good. Fewer reasons for arguments because there are fewer fundamental issues. That's very good. Isn't that nice? That makes sense. Less hassle, fewer reasons to argue. Powerful stuff. So that's something I suddenly realised. Same goals are important, but the timeline's important as well. I want this a year from now. Oh, I want it 2 years from now. Perfect. Because then there's no real... There's the rush only originates from you and the partner, from her. That how badly, how quick, how desperate you want this or that or that or this in a year from now, or at a casual rate 2 years from now. Eventually, by the end of the year, by this time next year, you name it, whatever it is, whatever metric, whatever KPI, whatever thing you're aiming for. Very good. That. Otherwise, it's going to cause issues. And the longer those issues permeate and fester, the worse it's going to get. The more drastic and more profound it will be. And I find also the more drastic the breakup could be as well, as opposed to ending on amicable terms as soon as possible. When you realise there's fundamental differences, it's like a wedge. It gets worse and worse over time. You miss by an inch, you miss by a mile, and it compounds and grows and festers, and before long it's a big fundamental problem in the relationship. Because really you want to be careful who you are with in life. You want to be careful who you choose as your wife to be, your mother to be. Very, very, very big questions in general. And likewise, the woman is going to have to be discerning. Well, man as well has to be discerning to who they choose in life. Very important, because you've also got to be discerning who you pick. This one has the goals but the wrong timeline. That one's got the timeline but the wrong goals. This one's got both, but a 10. She's a 10, but other problems over here. She's a 9, but other problems over there. She's an 8, but this and that and that and this, that. We have to be very discerning. I'm pretty sure I did a video about this months ago. Be discerning. Be very, very discerning and careful who you choose to build a future with. Very important. Very important. And this is just another thing on that checklist of things to look out for. The timeline. The timeline of priorities. What you want and don't want. That's important as well. I want this. I want this in a year or two from now. I never want that. Or I want to get rid of this by this time next year, so to speak. Oh, good idea, yeah. Same ideas, shared goals, shared priorities. Yes, and agree in sync on the same page with the timeline as well. Very important in life. Very important, yes. And be discerning. Discerning as much as possible. That's something. And this is an extra tool to view that discernment through. To say, well, this and that and that and this. More ways to filter out the wheat from the chaff, so to speak. The high from the low quality. The ones that have potential and serious from the ones that are not. Very important. Very important. Very important. But yes. But otherwise, Adrian's daily vlog. Sharing smart stuff men should know. Subscribe for more. And you will see me tomorrow.